Let's go back to the 1983 draft.
Yeah.
Break down for me and convince me why or why not that is the best draft in NFL history.
It's funny that you bring that up because I recently just watched the 30 for 30 on that draft with Elway and Dan Marino having the same agent.
Mm-hmm.
And I will 150% convince you on why that is the best draft.
Okay.
Let's just go through the name of Hall of Famers, why don't we? Starting off, Eric Dickerson. Possibly the best running back of all time, right? Arguably. I'm not saying he is, just saying. You also, outside of John Elway and Dan Marino, you had Jim Kelly. Ken O'Brien was solid too. I don't know if you remember. Well, obviously you and I don't remember, but I don't know if you've ever heard the story of the Dan Marino and Ken O'Brien game where they threw like 13 touchdown passes between both of them in one game. It was nuts. And Ken O'Brien ended up winning that game. So yeah, you had John Elway, Dan Marino, Bruce Matthews, arguably the best offensive lineman to ever play. Darryl Green, who I believe, no, I'm thinking of somebody else. Darryl Green's also a Hall of Famer though. One of the fastest corners to ever do it. Richard Dent, Hall of Famer, 8th rounder, by the way, in that draft. And you had Jimbo Covert. So, I mean, overall, about 1 million Hall of Famers. A lot of hype, too. A lot of cool stories about that draft with, you got to watch the 30 for 30. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody that hasn't seen it, but just go watch it. It's really good.
Okay.
It's
You know
really
what
good.
draft class I love and I'd put up there and doesn't get enough? Maybe it does get enough love, but
Did you say the 2020 draft? That was a good
it
draft.
could end up going down.
It could.
It definitely could.
It could.
This last class, maybe in 15 years, we're looking at
Right.
best. I was going to say 2004.
Ye-
I think the 2004 draft class is very good. You're talking like
Yeah,
Eli Manning, first overall pick,
right.
2 Super Bowls. You're talking Larry Fitzgerald.
He was in that? Oh, he was. You're
he was
right.
a third
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
I wouldn't say he's one. I wouldn't say he's one of the best wide receivers of all
You
time.
can give him a
but
top
he's-
20 of all time.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
up there. I mean, outstanding dude, outstanding player. Same team his whole career.
Yeah.
Phillip Rivers, drafted 4th overall. New York
Daddy.
traded to, would have been San Diego at the time.
Yep.
Great career, no Super Bowls, but great career.
Your
and
boy.
then how about
How about your boy?
Big Ben Roethlisberger?
Jared Allen.
Jared Allen too.
Only Hall of Famer from that class right now.
Yeah, yep. Only a Hall of Famer from that class because Big Ben should be going in soon.
Soon, yeah.
Soon. Same with Eli.
Mhm.
Maybe Phillip Rivers.
Probably not, right?
Maybe. You also do have
Dude, that was a loaded class. Holy
Yep.
crap. You had Steven Jackson.
Yep.
You had Vince Wilfork.
Vernon Carey's not bad.
Sean Taylor.
Yep. Very good draft.
Damn.
I mean, just Eli and
Chris
Big Ben
Cooley.
Roethlisberger alone, that's 4 Super Bowls.
I still don't think it was as good, though. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it was as good as that.
In terms-
Like in terms of like history of the
I get it.
league, like, I mean, you had so many Hall of Famers in that class. I mean, you could have Hall of Famers in this 04 class, but I don't even think near what the 83
No, there's not
class
as much.
is.
There's not as many.
That
but-
04 class was, I mean, it's you can argue 2, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, I think
You can argue 1. You could argue 1.
You do bring up a good point with 2020 because I do think that it's going to be
Right. Dude, it's a
an
nasty class.
amazing class when we look at it in
Overall.
10 years. I mean, Joe Burrow, I think, will be a Hall of Famer at the end of his career. To probably not. But still,
when he's
could
on
win
the
a
field,
Super
he's
Bowl.
great.
I know.
Yeah.
Herbert could definitely be one too.
Right.
Justin Jefferson will be a Hall of Famer.
Yep.
Book it.
Denzel Ward is there.
too, right?
CeeDee Lamb
CeeDee
is in
Lamb
that.
could be a future Hall of Famer.
Jerry
I know it's
Jeudy's in that
very early to
class.
say that, but like that was a very good
Oh,
class.
dude, it was nasty.
Very
was
good
nasty.
class.
I agree.
So I guess we'll see in due time.